What's up guys? You are probably here to figure out how to optimize your build and what stats to focus on for your units, and I will tell you I have found some amazing resources to help you do just that. I too have also been struggling with this, I will not lie, but I'm not here to tell you that there's some amazing method like some of these people out there on the tubers. So I want to provide you guys some resources to refer back to and for you to be able to check this yourself. It's important to me. I believe in trust, honesty, and credibility. So if you also believe in those things and you like watching people that do, please hit the subscribe button, like this content so more people can see it, and please share it with somebody if you wouldn't mind. This is a small channel, but I intend to grow. So let's go ahead and get started on optimizing your build. We're going to talk about gear, artifacts, stats. Before we begin, I just want to give a shout out to the person who created this. This is _Robin, through the Reddit community for Genshin. They're incredible. They made this resource. It's fully theirs, not mine. I'm purely just sharing what I've taken from it, learned from it, and trying to share it with you guys in a simplified manner. Now let's go ahead and talk about artifacts for a second. Flowers that are going to have HP, flat HP only, and then feathers that are going to give you flat attack only. The other three are going to have a subset of stats. Most of them you're either going to go for pure attack stats, or you're going to go with elemental mastery, or you might even go with HP percentage for some healers, or depending on what kind of kit that they have set up. It also has some information on which unit type it is and what you would go for in each of the sands, goblet, and circlet information. So just to keep it short and simple for you guys, I definitely recommend checking this out, and it will explain why each choice is made. Now, having an understanding of how the artifacts work at a basic level is very integral to this process of understanding how you're going to break this down. So you're going to need three things to be able to calculate the DPS ratio and what you're looking for. You're going to need the base attack of the unit, flat attack of the artifacts, and then a gear score, which is calculated by a few different things that we're going to walk through together. So first thing, base attack. You go into the character, you look at details here. We're going to use Razor for an example, 417. Okay, this is a part of his 124 character base attack mixed with his weapon, the prototype Aminus, base attack of 293. You add those together, and that's how you get 417. Next part is going to be the flat attack stats that you get. The feather, which is 125 right now, and the only other one I have on it right now is the goblet with 14. So that's a total of, let's see, advanced math skills here, 139, right? The last part is the gear score. Now the gear score is a little bit unique, and according to Robin, he's utilizing a specific number system. Is that 4.65% attack percentage equals +1, 3.1% crit rate percentage, and 6.2% crit damage percentage equals +1. So taking a look, I think I have a 32% attack rate, 32%, and divide it by 4.65. So we have a gear score of 6.88, then a 3.1% crit rate. Now you have to keep in mind that crit rate and crit damage have a base each. So crit rate is 5%, crit damage is 50%. So if I take the 19.2% that he has right now minus 5, it's a 14.2% that I'm getting from my gear. 14.2 and divide that by 3.1, he has a gear score of 4.58. Base crit damage here. So the crit damage, I actually only have plus 10% crit damage on this, but that's okay. For the 10%, we're going to divide it by 6.2. Man, that's a lot of gear score right there. So 1.61. So now that you have all three of these, you are going to calculate these guys up. 13.07. Now how we use this information, right? You're going to take it into this guide, which I'm actually going to link it in the description, as well as put it in my previous video on elemental combat. If you guys want to learn more about elemental reactions and stuff like that, be a good thing to watch. So I'll go ahead and card it above. Put in our stats, and now it's going to calculate an optimal ratio of what my gear score would look like. So for a gear score of 13, which is what I'm currently running, this is saying that I need to put all of it into my attack percentage, which as currently right now, I only have it at 32%. I have an extra 14% on crit rate, and I have 10% on crit damage. What this is telling me is that the crit rate and crit damage increases are doing nothing for me for my overall power. And I would get more bang for my buck by putting it into my attack percentage. I need to either get new artifacts with different substats, or through my weapon, get that power into my character. Now let's take a look if we had a gear score of 80. The gear score of 80, it is going to tell me to do a crit rate build. So for the late game players out there, how this would benefit you is it'll tell you where that cutoff point for your attack percentage is and when you should start focusing in on crit rate and then crit damage. And you're going to notice that crit damage percentage is basically double the crit rate. Obviously crit rate over 100% does nothing for you, so obviously you would scale that back to 100 and put that into crit damage. That is how you would utilize this to get the maximized power. Cool thing is this also compares it to a pure attack percentage build to tell you how much power you're getting. So if you focus on crit rate and crit damage, and optimize your build that way, you're going to get a power output of 1,000 more, or 150% more than what you would be doing on a pure attack percentage build. I hope that this is helpful in putting it all together for you guys on how you would use this tool to be able to identify, is my character currently optimized with the stats that I have? Are some basic rule of thumbs to just simplify all of this for you guys, for those of you that are just kind of in here for the TLDR, so go ahead and cover that now. Early game, investing purely into attack percentage and elemental physical damage bonus percentage and elemental mastery for reaction DPS. Later on, when you get good 5-star artifacts, you want to invest a lot more into crit. Since you get twice as much crit damage percentage as crit rate percentage from weapons and artifacts, the optimal ratio for crit damage and crit rate is to invest 25% crit rate first, then for every 1% crit after that to get 2% crit damage ideally. For the majority of players, you should not consider investing in crit at all, since you need a lot of well-rolled artifacts in order to make the most out of crit. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out today's video, and I hope that this helps you in your journey through Teyvat and making your team stronger, and I will see you guys in the next one.